In the bustling suburbs of Seattle, Washington, lived a 71-year-old widow named Eleanor Hayes. Eleanor had spent her entire life sacrificing for her family. Her husband, Tom, a construction worker, had passed away 15 years earlier from a sudden heart attack, leaving her to raise their only son, Ryan, alone. Eleanor worked as a school administrator for 35 years, pinching every penny to put Ryan through college at the University of Washington. He graduated with a marketing degree and quickly climbed the corporate ladder at a tech firm in downtown Seattle. Eleanor beamed with pride every time he called with news of a promotion or bonus. When Ryan met Sophia, a stylish graphic designer from an affluent family in Bellevue, Eleanor welcomed her wholeheartedly. She saw Sophia as the daughter-in-law who would complete their little family. For their wedding, Eleanor dipped deep into her retirement savings, the money she and Tom had carefully set aside for their golden years. She contributed $15,000 toward the venue at a picturesque winery in Woodinville, bought Sophia's bridesmaid gifts, and even helped with the down payment on their modern 3-bedroom home in Issaquah. It's all for Ryan's happiness, Eleanor told herself as she handed over the check. Family comes first. Life seemed perfect at first. Eleanor moved from her small apartment in the city to a guest room in their new house for a few months to help settle them in. She cooked hearty meals, pot roasts, apple pies from scratch, cleaned the house, and babysat when their daughter, Lily, and later son, Noah, were born. Eleanor spoiled the grandkids with toys, clothes, and endless stories about their grandfather. Every month, without fail, she transferred $600 from her fixed pension and Social Security to help with the mortgage, daycare costs, or whatever emergency arose. Her own expenses were minimal: a modest 1-bedroom senior apartment back in Seattle, basic groceries, and the occasional thrift store find. She skipped vacations, new clothes, even doctor visits sometimes, to make sure Ryan and Sophia had everything they needed. But gradually the warmth faded. Sophia, surrounded by her influencer friends and Pinterest-perfect lifestyle, began to view Eleanor as an outdated burden. "She's so old school," Sophia complained to Ryan one night, "always interfering with how I raise the kids." Ryan, stressed from long hours at work and golf outings with clients, agreed. "Mom, maybe you should give us some space. Sophia needs to feel like this is her home." The words stung, but Eleanor packed her bags without protest. "Of course, sweetheart. I understand." She returned to her apartment, calling every Sunday, sending birthday cards with $100 bills tucked inside, and wiring money whenever. Ryan texted about a tight month. The thanks grew rarer, the requests more frequent. Then the recession hit. Ryan's company laid off half its staff, including him. The family burned through their savings quickly. Private school tuition for Lily, Noah's extracurriculars, Sophia's online shopping habits, the new SUV lease. Bills stacked up. Ryan called Eleanor in a panic. "Mom, we need help bridging the gap until I find something new. Just $2,000 for now." Eleanor liquidated some CDs, sent the money, then another $3,000 when the gap widened, then $5,000 for credit card debt. Her retirement account shrank alarmingly. At 71, with rising medical costs and inflation biting into her fixed income, she started eating canned soup and skipping heat in winter to keep sending funds. One rainy afternoon in November, Ryan called again. "Mom, the bank's threatening foreclosure. Sophia's parents can help a little. But we need you." Eleanor's voice trembled. "Ryan, I've given almost everything. My account's down to $25,000, that's supposed to last me the rest of my life. I can't." Sophia snatched the phone. "Eleanor, come on. You've always said family is everything. What are you going to do with all that money anyway? Sit in your apartment alone? We're your legacy." Eleanor hung up, her hands shaking. That night she sat at her kitchen table, spreadsheets open on her old laptop, tallying it all. Over 8 years, $72,000 in direct transfers. Furniture for their house, $8,000. Wedding contributions, $20,000. Grandkids funds, $10,000. Emergencies, vacations they took while she stayed home, countless more. Total, over $130,000, her entire nest egg. Tom's life insurance, her life's work, gone. She cried, not for the money, but for the realization she had bought their love, or what she thought was love, and it was never enough. Eleanor's health declined soon after. Chronic back pain from years of standing at work turned debilitating. She fell in her apartment, fracturing her hip. Alone, she crawled to the phone and called 911. In the hospital, recovering from surgery, She waited for visitors. Days passed. Finally, Ryan and Sophia arrived, looking frazzled, kids in tow. "Mom, we heard from the neighbor," Ryan said, hugging her stiffly. "We're so sorry we couldn't come sooner. Work, kids," Sophia added. "Get well soon. We need you back on your feet." Eleanor eyed them suspiciously. "Why now?" Ryan hesitated. "The house. We're 2 months behind. And your savings. Maybe we can manage them for you. You're not in a position to handle finances alone anymore. Doctor said recovery will be long." Sophia nodded eagerly. "It's for your own good, Eleanor. At your age, confusion sets in. We've talked to a lawyer about guardianship. Power of attorney. Temporary, of course." The room spun. They weren't here for her. They were here for the last scraps. To declare her incompetent, take control, protect her money by spending it on themselves. Eleanor pressed the nurse call button. "Please escort my visitors out. I'm tired." They protested, threatened, but security came. As they left, Sophia hissed, "This isn't over. You'll be alone if you do this." Alone? Eleanor thought. I already am. Discharged to a rehab facility. Eleanor contacted an old colleague whose daughter was an elder law attorney in Seattle. Rebecca Lawson listened to Eleanor's story over coffee, horrified. "This is classic financial elder abuse, Mrs. Hayes. Coercion, exploitation, and attempting undue influence for guardianship. We can fight this." Together they built a case. Bank records, texts, emails, evidence of years of transfers with minimal reciprocation. Eleanor changed her will, naming a charity for widowed mothers as beneficiary. She revoked any access Ryan had to her accounts, installed security cameras in her apartment, and moved her remaining funds to a new bank. When Ryan and Sophia showed up at rehab with their own lawyer, a slick type from a big firm, they demanded a family meeting. Eleanor, now stronger, wheelchair-bound but sharp as ever, refused to sign anything. "You're cutting us off?" Ryan yelled. "After everything we've been through as a family?" Eleanor laughed bitterly. "Everything you've been through? Try raising a child alone, working double shifts, giving until there's nothing left. I paid for your house, your cars, your kids' lives, and you excluded me from birthdays, holidays, everything. Now you want more?" Sophia cried fake tears. "We love you, but you're not thinking clearly." "The fall? Dementia, maybe?" Rebecca intervened. "Threaten guardianship again and we'll countersue for abuse. We have documentation." Defeated, they left. Court filings followed, their attempt to claim Eleanor incompetent. But the judge saw through it. Evidence overwhelming, case dismissed. Ryan ordered to repay some funds. Protective order issued. Ryan lost his new job offer when background checks revealed the lawsuit. Sophia's spending habits caught up. They downsized, sold the SUV, pulled kids from private school. Eleanor, with her remaining $18,000 wisely invested in Social Security, she moved to a vibrant senior living community on the Puget Sound. She took art classes, joined a book club, traveled to Hawaii for the first time, something she and Tom always dreamed of. One Christmas, a letter arrived from Ryan. "Apologies. Pleas for reconciliation." Eleanor read it, smiled sadly, and filed it away. She hosted holidays with new friends, grandkids from the community calling her Grandma Ellie. Peace, finally. The price of ingratitude? Learning too late that love can't be bought, but self-respect can be reclaimed.